Israel is on fire. I think they have it a little more contained now, but as of a couple of days ago, they were on fire. Massive forest fires in Israel. And believe it or not, there is a connection of these forest fires to settler colonialism. It is not just climate crisis. It is not just a coincidence. But as Drop Site News is reporting, wildfires are spreading across parts of Israel, fueled in part by the hundreds of millions of flammable non-native trees, mainly Aleppo pines planted by the Jewish National Fund. After 1948, JNF, the Jewish National Fund, led tree planting campaigns that targeted the ruins of destroyed Palestinian villages. Because that's the thing. After you destroy, because, there's the Nakba and hundreds of thousands forced to flee, tens of thousands killed. And after you do that to a people, you got to find a way to cover up those civilizations, or people notice that, hey, why are there villages that are empty, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the things that Israel did in order to try and cover up the land pillage that went on is these massive tree planting campaigns. And they used, according to Drop Site News, they used forests to, quote, green the land and to obscure or erase evidence of those communities, as well as restrict Palestinian return to the land. The fires today have forced mass evacuations, closed major highways near Jerusalem, prompted Israel to declare a national emergency and request international help. The exact cause is still under investigation, even though Israel predictably is trying to blame it on Palestinians, trying to say that they are the cause of this and they set these fires, whereas there seems to be very little evidence of that. But even if someone were to be involved in arson, not every arson results in massive, massive forest fires, unless you've put in a bunch of non-native plants like eucalyptus trees, apparently, that are highly flammable in that area, which Israel did. They also put in a bunch of pine trees so that the land could look a little more like like the land many of them were coming from at the time, which was Europe. So a lot of pine trees were put in. Let's see, emergency authorities admit they have no clue. Environmentalists have long warned that these non-native forests reduce biodiversity and increase wildfire risk. Now they're burning in what Jerusalem District Fire Department commander called perhaps the largest fire ever in the country. And, I don't need to remind you, and as the video showing on the screen right there, that this is during the mass genocide of Gaza. Over 300,000 people murdered during that. And that, where do we get the over 300,000 number? Well, that's when you include death by famine and starvation and unclean water and no food or water has been allowed into Gaza over the past 2 months at all. Before that, it was very little. And you're seeing the impact just get worse and worse in Gaza. But over 300,000 have been killed. And so now you have these mass forest fires. By the way, in terms of arson, just to go back to that for a second, traditionally the ones who have been involved in arson in that region were Israelis, burning out Palestinians or trying to burn Palestinian farms so that the Palestinians don't have any reason to stay, was another reason they did it, so that they can take it over, so that they can clear people out. Really, the Nakba never ended. It just continues. It just continues at a different pace